How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered, where I have yet again completely screwed myself over by allowing myself in the previous episode to end off on a choice. However, I think there's really only one option to go with here, and it's to refuse the offer the caster is giving to us. Now, it's a bit of a double-edged sword here with that sort of direction. We refuse, therefore we still have free will and Saber with us, and not under caster's control, but also Fujimura is in her clutches. So, there is that. However, if we obey, likelihood of her being released is higher, but also we have just lost the war. I can't really think of right now I can't think of a situation where choosing obey gets us out of here alive and in a condition to actually continue to fight in this war. It would basically just be giving up, which I kind of did in the first go around with the Fate route. When we were caught by Ilya, I also said, okay, I'll be your big brother or whatever, and that was an immediate bad ending. So I want to say that I will learn from my mistakes and refuse. I say to the mage without looking away. 3 people gasp. Nobody here expected me to choose that option. If we can avoid battles, we should avoid them. And if the Holy Grail can be shared, we should share it. But... Caster's voice is filled with murderous intent. At the same time, Saber braces herself. Seeing that, I stop her with all my might. She'll be killed if any of us, or any one of us, moves. In this house, I would lose the person who has been like my older sister and stayed with me until now, in this very living room. Still, they both stopped. There's gotta be another way. If there's anything I've learned from the previous route, is that there's always another way to tackle a lot of these situations. I take one step towards Caster, trying to hide them. A smile returns to Caster's face. That arm, her left arm that was carrying Fujine, points slowly at me. No, no. Saber's breath stops. I apologize to Saber in my head and take one step closer to Caster. We're not actually going to give it to her. Huh? The Black Witch says with a smile.
シロ、タイガのことは諦めてください。これ以上キャスターの思い通りにはさせられない。
私も同意見よ。だいたいあいつが人質を解放する玉かっていうの。一度言いなりになったら最後まで利用されるだけよ。
Now we are doing no obeying here. Both are right. That's why for now I can only apologize to them in my head.
持っていけ。これでいいんだろう。
I raise my left arm. We're not actually going to do it, are we? Or am I getting completely fucked over by a choice? Like, I meant one thing, and that didn't mean that I wanted other shit to happen with what I had meant. Caster should be able to take away my command spell along with my flesh, just with one word.
シロ、ダメだ。
なんだってのよ、あんたは。そこまでして他人を助ける必要はないでしょ。
ある。この程度で藤姉が助かるなら、そんなの考えるまでもない。
I show my left arm to Caster.
いいわ。こちらに来なさい、エミヤシロ。何を企んでいるかは知らないけど、どんな奇襲より私の指の方が早いのだから。
Caster does not seem to trust me as she carefully puts distance between us. I walk closer. Caster's right in front of me and I'm far from the other two. I walk to a position where I couldn't escape from and offered my left arm. The Black Witch watches me in astonishment.
驚いたわ。大した善人ね、坊や。いいわ。あなたの誠意に免じて、この女は返してあげる。
Her robe flutters. While keeping her grip on Fujine's neck with her left arm, Caster takes out a dagger with her remaining right hand.
お笑い草ね。これなら手間をかける必要もなかった。本当にバカな子。目障りだからあなたみたいなお人よしは死んでしまいなさい。
She swings her dagger. It goes not for my arm, but down towards my chest as if to take my heart.
キャスター！
She explodes. Saber steps in with speed that I can only imagine. That speed must have been faster than Caster had expected, as she is unable to react to her dagger being repelled. Caster retreats and Saber goes after her. She must have realized that she can't get away.
そう。なら。
Smiling happily, Caster puts strength into her right arm and...
やめてくれ、サイバー。
Oh shit. Oh no, did we just use our last command spell? I pray from the bottom of my heart and extend my raised left arm.
シロ、レジオ。
Saber stops. Her movements are stopped by the absolute obedience enforced by the command spell. There. Oh. With a thud. The dagger is stabbed as easily as making footsteps in snow. Wow. An illusion, as though time has stopped. Saber looks down at her own chest, dumbfounded.
キャスター、貴様。
そう。これが私の宝具よ、セイバー。何の殺傷能力もない。儀礼用の鍵に過ぎない。けれど、これはね、あらゆる契約を覆す裏切りの刃。あなたもこれで私と同じ。主を裏切り、その剣を私に預けなさい。
Oh, wait a minute. I thought if all the command spells were used, the servant goes bye-bye. A red light shines through. Ominous magical energy flows out. It goes through Saber's whole body and destroys every rule that disciplined her. It completely cuts my connection with Saber. Saber crumbles to the floor. This is sort of what happened in the previous route when I, accidentally got that bad ending. I didn't mean to get it. I don't think I really mean to get a whole lot of them anyways, but a bruise-like seal appears on her forehead. 3 seals appear on Caster, who is standing beside her. The command spell that binds servants. The proof of being Saber's master that used to be on me is now on her arm.
驚いたかしら？これが私の宝具、ルールブレイカー。この世界にかけられたあらゆる魔術を無効化する裏切りと否定の剣。
Okay, yep, that is new information. We didn't learn about that one last time. Alright. All spells must be broken. A dagger that can destroy any magecraft. An ultimate anti-magecraft noble phantasm that can return objects strengthened with magical energy. Relations connected by contracts and lives born from magical energy to how they were before they were created. A magecraft weapon that embodies the divinity of a treacherous witch. Its offensive strength is as feeble as it looks, with only the lethality of a knife. Saber is panting on the floor, as if she's fighting against a poison that entered her body.
あんた、サーバントのくせにサーバント。
ええ、使い魔にしたのよお嬢さん。これで計画通り。エミやシロはマスターではなくなり、セイバーは私のものになった。この娘さえ手中に収めてしまえば、恐れるものは何もない。そうよ。あのバーサーカーが私を襲おうと関係ない。今度は私から攻め入ってあげましょう。
Castor laughs loudly and holds the collapsed Fujine in her arms.
ほら、返してあげるわおバカさん。大事な人なんでしょ。なら死んでしまわないように最後まで頑張らないとダメよ。
Fujine's body floats. As if being pulled by an invisible arm, Fujine's body levitates. I catch her at once. There is no reply, but her body is warm. Fujine is unconscious, but she's breathing and doesn't have a single wound. I sigh with relief.
満足したかしら。約束だものね。その娘は助けてあげる。それに、そうね、あなたも見逃してあげましょう。先ほどの見せ物、頭にくるぐらい素敵だったから。けれど。
そう。まあ、そういう流れになるわよね、普通。
ええ、戯れはここまでよ、お嬢さん。さあ、セイバー。アーチャーのマスターを仕留めなさい。邪魔をするようなら、あなたのマスターだった子も殺していいわ。
Wow.
ふざけるな。誰が貴様などに。
Saber glares at Castor, still on her knees.
いいえ、従うのよ、セイバー。あなたはもう私のもの。この霊樹がある限り、身も心も私には逆らえない。
Saber's voice is filled with pain. But on the other hand, Saber's body slowly gets up against her will. Saber's body moves. She charges towards Tosuka at the same speed as before, and she thrusts her sword. I feel a dull pain in my shoulder. Wait, I thought she wasn't going to go for us. I feel the steel stabbing into my shoulder. Saber's sword that should be invisible emerges faintly within my body. Oh, did we jump between them? I hear Tosuka's voice from right behind me. Sounds like it. But even if she says that, there's nothing I can do. My body just moved on its own, and above all, I didn't want to see Saber attack Tosuka. I didn't want to see it, so I just went in between them. My body jumps. Saber's sword doesn't stop its force. It rips my flesh and scrapes my collarbone. The blade will eventually tear the blood vessels in my neck, and I will die. That's not good, you don't say. I'm still carrying Fujine, and Tosuka's behind me.
残念。もったいないわね。その子には興味があったのだけれど。
Far away, Castor is saying something.
霊樹に従いなさい、セイバー。 そのままもろとも切り落とせば二人減るわ。
A ruthless order, making sounds as if resisting it. Saber's arm shakes while stopping.
バカな。セイバーの大魔力は霊樹の縛りにさえ抗うというの。
Hell yeah. Caster is astonished. Still looking down, Saber desperately bites her lips and pulls back her sword.
言って
A squeezed out whisper. Something drips, crying from her downcast face.
逃げてシロ。
Saber pleads with such earnesty that she might cough up blood.
シロ来なさい。
待て、トサカ。
Yeah, we did just get wounded. Tosaka pulls my hand and I start running. The wound on my shoulder is so hot that I can't think properly. Wait, did it change the servant information? Hold on. It did. Wow. Saber's master is now Caster. That's fucked up. The wound on my shoulder is so hot that I can't think properly. Still, I have Fujine in my arms, so I can accept that running is my only option. No. I have no choice but to accept it. What a contradiction. She threw away her pride as a swordsman and told me to run. Accepting that wish would be the greatest consolation to her right now. But, on the other hand, abandoning her tears and running away itself means losing her. Oh, we're running. God damn, we're running. I'm out of breath. I don't know where I ran, but when I realize it, I see a familiar Western-style mansion towering in front of me.
シロこっち。意識はある？まだ歩ける？
I run, being pulled by someone. My body is strangely light. It must have gotten lighter after losing my insides. Or did I lose my senses? The only weight I feel is Fujine's body that I'm holding with one arm. I can't see well. I'm not sure where I'm walking or what I'm doing.
藤村先生はそこに寝かせて。ちょっと聞いてるのシロ。
You know, I gotta say,
ここなら安全だから手を離しなさいっての。
I highly doubt that we're going towards a bad ending. But even so, that just means that the plot just got really fucked up here. Someone takes away the person I'm holding. The important weight disappears. My body becomes heavy in return. My body that was once light turns into iron, and I collapse, unable to even stand.
はちゃ、急いで。手当てをするから私の部屋に。
I hear someone's voice. My body is heavy and hot. I imagine turning red. Does it get this hot when you put steel and fire to make a sword? The heat gradually cools down as I pass time, uselessly. Well, we're not dead yet. A room I don't know. I look up at the ceiling with a boiling head. That's all I can do. It seems like I'm lying on a bed.
私じゃ治せない。この傷じゃこれ以上は戦えないでしょうけど。もうマスターじゃないんだから戦う理由もないか。
A voice that has regained its calm, unlike earlier. The person who brought me here and treated my wound.
ここまでね。シローはもう戦わなくていいわ。
Said those words. I try to say something and my vision turns black. My eyelids fall. Anesthesia puts my body to sleep. I feel someone leaving and hearing the sound of a door closing. My consciousness cuts out there. This is rough stuff, man. No, we're continuing onward. Oh boy, oh boy. The plot really does thicken here. The sun sets. The sun that wasn't even visible sets, and the sky that was already gloomy gets even darker.
そうか。セイバーが奪われたか。
That was Archer's only response. His master, Rin Tosaka, stated the truth simply, but his brevity surpasses hers.
それだけ？これでキャスターの下にいるサーバントは2人よ。何か他に感想はないの？
ああ。 これといった打開策は思いつかないな。だが奴の宝具が判明しただけでも良しとするべきだ。サーバントとマスターの契約を断つか。事前にそれを知っておけばうまくことを運べるだろう。
Actually, yeah, Archer brings up a really good point here. We now know her noble phantasm. This is the big thing behind Castor. Is there an identity that we can associate with Castor at this point? Yeah, I don't know. I think somebody asked me that at one point, probably in my Discord server, and I don't know. Ever since we kind of figured out who Saber was, I kind of stopped thinking about the whole identity behind the servant sort of deal, which isn't a good thing. I should continue to, keep on, trying to predict things. There's more to figure out here, and plus it's kind of fun. But I don't know anybody that's like on the magic side. Magic has always been seen as like a very fictitious thing, It's very much a science fiction type thing. Or not science, but it's in the realm of like, okay, nowhere near reality. It's not something I consider. Now, King Arthur, that's a whole nother, deal. And I guess also Gilgamesh. I mean, that's also a whole, separate deal. But I don't know. And I guess also who Berserker is, but I don't know who Castor could be. Because the only... No, that wouldn't be it. I don't know who I know in anything that is magical to any degree. In any sort of mythology, which I know barely any of, or any stories that come to mind, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So I don't know. I feel like knowing the fact that she has an ability to, brainwash others or to control others is a huge thing. Basically an ability that negates all other abilities and then some. But I don't know. I can't think of anything. Or anyone.
ずいぶん無関心なのね、ハーチャー。あなた、セイバーに肩入れしてたんじゃないの？
そんな素振りを見せたつもりはないが、何をもってそう思う、リン。
そうね。女の勘で納得できる？
No.
却下だ。女という年か君は。まず色香が足りない。優雅さも不足だ。
Damn.
おまけに、これが致命的なのだが、とにかく可愛さが分かりづらい。
I kinda have to agree with him on that one.
なんだ、ようやく調子出てきたわね、あんた。
She smiles happily. It's not Archer if he's not like this. An unemotional Archer is not a partner Reen trusts. Her partner always has to be composed and speak sarcastically to anyone, regardless of who it is. Reen realizes that this is the knight's kindness. Speaking sarcastically is like him indirectly telling others to fix parts of themselves.
さあ、じゃあ確証その1。あなた、初めてセイバーと会った時、手を抜いてたでしょ。いくらセイバーが強いって言っても、守り上手なあなたが一撃で倒されるとは思えないのよね。
あれは不意打ちだったからな。君と同じ予想外の展開には弱いんだ。
She's going to deny that, by the way.
余計なお世話よ。
Or not.
で、確証その2。ライダーの一件の後、セイバーを挑発してたでしょ。あれってどう考えてもあんたらしくないのよね。それで少し見方を変えてみたら分かっちゃった。あなた、あの時セイバーを叱ってたんでしょ。正解？やっぱりね、そうじゃないかと思ってたんだ。前世からの因縁にしろ何にせよ、あんたがあそこまで冷たい態度を取るなんて珍しいもの。
そうかな。私は誰に対してもああいった対応をしていると思うのだが。
そう思うは本人ばかりってね。思うんだけど、あなたって自分に関することだけは不器用なのよ。周りに対してはすごく器用だから、つい騙されちゃうんだけど。
Archer frowns as if reflecting on himself. It seems like he's aware of it. The Red Knight goes silent with a troubled expression, and his master looks at that with pleasure. Then suddenly...
で、そろそろ思い出した？ 自分がどこの英雄か。セイバーと関係があるならセイバーに近い時代の英雄なんでしょ？
She asks as if to test him.
いや、もやがかかったままだ。だが、君の言う通り、あのセイバーには覚えがある。あちらは知らないようだから、あまり深い関係ではなかったようだが。
じゃあ友人とか恋人関係じゃなかったのね。残念。そうだったらセイバーの正体も分かったのに。
She doesn't sound disappointed. A forced line that's not genuine.
まあ、いずれ思い出すさ。それより、リン。連れ込んできた者の様子はどうだ？命に別状はないのか？
なんとか命は取り留めたわ。あいつ、昨日まで怪我を負っても勝手に治ってたくせに、今回の傷は全然治らないのよ。
Well,
契約が切れたら、セイバーからもらっていた治癒能力がなくなったんでしょうね。
we all know what it is.
けど、まあなんとかなったわ。幸い急所は外れてたし、3日ほど安静にしていれば食事ぐらいはできるようになる。
いや、そっちじゃない。もう一人の方だ。
藤村先生。あの人なら寝室で寝かせてあるわ。キャスターの眠りの魔術を受けているけど、本人はすっごく元気よ。
そうか。だが、キャスターの魔術なら眠り姫になりかねないな。あの女のそれは魔術というより呪いだ。
そうね。どのみち聖杯戦争も長くは続かない。一日でも早くキャスターは倒すし、藤村先生ならひょっこり自力で起きそうだし。
Yeah, but she'll stretch that shit. She'll probably, choose to sleep in as much as she can. Like, this is a really good situation for her in a way. Archer agrees. And after a brief pause in the conversation,
キャスター退治が最優先だな。マスターが一人減ったとはいえ、セイバーは健在だ。余裕はないぞ、リン。
わかってる。すぐに街に出るわ。いくらキャスターでも、セイバーを完全に支配するには時間がかかるはず。できれば、セイバーが操られる前にキャスターを倒さないと。
了解だ。では、あの小僧との契約もここまでだな。ではない。エミヤシロはマスターではないのだろう。ならば戦力にはならんし、わざわざ守ってやる必要もない。君が使った2つ目の霊樹はこれで解約ということだ。どうした？まさか共に戦ったよしみで面倒を見るなどというのではなかろうな。
well, she likes the guy. Come on.
まさかそこまでお人よしじゃないわ。
なら
けどまだ終わってない。あいつが自分から降りるっていうまで約束は破らない。私は突っぱねるけど、あいつが参ったっていうまでは終わらせちゃいけないんだから。
She declares even though she is not sure. Besides, how can he rebel against that?
それが私の方針よ。文句ある？あーちゃん。
仕方あるまい。君がそういう人間だということは言いたいほど分かっている。
His reply is sarcastic. She snorts as she orders him.
行くわよあーちゃん。どうしてか知らないけど、キャスターは竜道寺に戻っていない。なら探し出して戻る前に倒しましょう。
There is no need to answer. The knight in red silently nods and follows behind his master. Oh boy, oh boy. Things are now for sure going down. There are still masses of gloomy clouds in the sky. A moonless night, she departs with an archer at aim at her target. I don't know what could really happen from here. Oh, excuse me. This is really skewed the whole story in a whole new route. It's going to be interesting for sure, though. It feels like I just got punched. I wake up from the pain in my shoulder. My body is still intact. I can still feel my limbs and hear the sound of my own breathing. My shoulder is wrapped in a bandage, and the bed I'm sleeping in is soft. An unfamiliar room. If I remember correctly, someone said something.
ここまでね。シロはもう戦わなくて。
I get up. I remember everything and jump out of bed. Pain causes my back to arch. I touch my left shoulder. It still burns like fire. It feels much worse than a pulled muscle. Well, I'm lucky that my arm is still attached since it was pierced through with a sword. But honestly, it hurts badly. I slowly get out of bed. If I clench my teeth, I can somehow bear this pain. Then... yeah, now what? The heat from my shoulder reaches my head. I shake that off and move my legs. Yeah, there shouldn't be anyone. I remember Tosuka's words. She said those words and left. So she must have gone out to fight by herself. I head to the door. I must go outside. I need to go outside and find Tosuka. Yeah, and then what? I'm going to fall. I almost fall, so I support myself using the dressing table. Yeah, good one. It's useless. I fall to the floor along with the dressing table that I leaned on. Yeah, she'll probably scold him for that later. I collect the scattered accessories and put them back. I see something familiar amongst them. Yeah, this is what she used on him in the very beginning. I've seen this somewhere. Yeah, it was like this back then too. The night I got stabbed in the chest by Lancer. I got a fatal wound, and it was healed before I knew it. I think there was something I picked up when I left the hallway with a sluggish body. It's hot. The poison from my shoulder circulates to my brain and makes me lax. I can tell, but I can't gather my thoughts. Things that I had believed were dreams until now, or whose servant was fighting Lancer at that time, or who could save me when I was dying and who had the necessity to be there. There's no need to think about those things anymore, yet my head is spinning. I feel dizzy. I'm a mess from the pain, heat, and my own stupidity. I'm glad we threw that last one in. I move my legs. Anyway, I have to look for her now. I have something I want to say, and now I have something I have to tell her. Aren't those the same thing? Well, whatever. That's all I can think about with this brain that's as mushy as stew. Yeah, where are we gonna even go look for her? Damn, we're really making progress though. If we made it into the city. I was in front of the train station before I realized it. My hazy mind moves with only vague images. And that she's there. It's ordering me to go there to look for her. He's determined, that's for sure. More determination than I could ever have. I don't know why I'm drawn here. My boiled brain only thought of this building. Then, I can only follow my instincts. I don't have any other way to find Tosuka to start with. Whatever that may be, I can only cling to something. Did we really go to the fucking rooftop? We did. I cannot believe it. I go out to the rooftop. The wind that blows high up is cold and cools my heated head down a bit. A faint gasp. Tosuka was looking down at the town from the rooftop just as she had been that night. Ouch. She looks at me angrily. Behind me. There is someone slightly telling me that it's not my turn. I pull my hazy mind together with force and somehow move my mouth.
それにあなたが戦う必要なんてもうないわ。マスターじゃなくなったんだから教会に逃げ込めば安全よ。あとはおとなしくしていれば聖杯戦争は終わってくれる。
I almost faint hearing those words.
バカ言うな。セイバーをあのままにしておけるか。いいか、一度戦うと言ったんだ。ならどんなことになったって。
His stubbornness knows no bounds. My vision turns red. I can't talk. Just by yelling, all the muscles in my body cramp up and I feel like I'm going to die.
それ見なさい。今まではセイバーの助けがあったけど、なくなればそうなるのよ。いい？エミヤ君。人間は傷つけば死ぬの。あなたのその傷だって本来なら致命傷なんだから。
I thought humans die if they get killed. Damn it. I know that already. I know, but I'm in so much pain that the words I need to say can't come out.
それにセイバーがどうのこうのって言うけど、それはあなたが気にかける問題じゃないわ。エミヤ君はマスターじゃなくなったんだから、セイバーがどうなろうと関係ないでしょ。
It does concern me. This pain is proof that I've been saved by Saber until now.
違う。マスターでなくてもだ。セイバーは嫌がっていた。あんな奴の言いなりになんてさせられ。
そう。けどあなたは無力よ。いいわ。あなたが認めようとしないのなら代わりに私が言ってあげる。今のあなたじゃセイバーを助けることなんてできない。
The heat disappears. Even the boiling in my mind froze with those cold-hearted words.
話はここまでよ。セイバーはいなくなってマスターでもなくなった。聖杯戦争なんていう殺し合いに巻き込まれる理由はなくなったんだから、ここでシローは降りなさい。
Tosaka turns around and leaves. Okay, well, isn't she cool? Amidst the wind blowing at the building, Tosaka kicks the ground without any hesitation.
バカ、何考え。
I reach out frantically. There's no need for that. The Red Knight appears beside Tosaka, as if to protect her. Even if she jumps from this height, she should be able to land without a problem if she has a servant. Tosaka's lips move slightly, excuse me. I can't hear what she said, but her eyes that look at me... You'll die if you get involved any longer. She coldly tells me like it's the final warning. The heat that had cooled down returns. My thoughts get confused from the pain and heat. I can't save Saber. There's no reason for Shirou Emiya to fight. My wound hurts. I repeat those words in my head as I look down at the night view that swallowed Tosaka. I'm very surprised that he even made it up there. Or even to the city. Another interlude. I feel like we're gonna get more of these as we continue along here. I mean, there's just a lot going on. It is a silent night. The wind blowing through the mountain forest is gentle, and the rustling of the trees is as faint as a whisper. There are no birds singing about winter or beasts howling at the moon. There is only one passage that leads to the Ryoto Temple. The long stone stairs remain peaceful tonight as well. But others do not know. This place has already withstood 5 wars, each one a fight to the death. Many servants have challenged the Ryoto Temple. Berserker, Lancer, Rider, Saber, and Archer. The mountain is able to calmly enjoy the darkness thanks to the sorcerer that completely drove those 5 away. The longsword moves. Fortunately, it was a moonless night. The crescent-shaped arc of the moving sword is so elegant that the moon would be ashamed of itself if it saw it.
聞いているのですか、アサシン。あなたには門番を続けてもらうと言ったのです。
He ignores the purple mage caster. Assassin lowers his longsword and glances at the forest without interest, excuse me.
いや、邪魔者がいてな。
おかしな鳥を見かけたので切ってみたが、血も出なければ悲鳴もあげぬ。これはお前の同胞か、キャスター。
そう、監視役の使い魔ね。バーサーカーのマスターか、あのお嬢さんか。どちらにせよ、ここもそう長くは持たない。
Castor walks to the forest and looks down at the thing fallen on the ground. It is the corpse of an owl, a bird made out of crystal, a simple yet excellent spine creation probably made by Archer's master.
あのお嬢さんも運がないわね。もう少し無能なら教え子にしてあげてもよかったのに。
She steps on it. The amethyst crystals are crushed to pieces and scattered on the ground, shining like stars.
こんな輩も多いですし、マスターの守護は任せましたよ、アサシン。マスターが死んでしまっては私も消えざるを得ない。そうなればあなたとて存在してはいられない。消えたくなければ死ぬ気で門を守りなさい。
さて、死ぬ気でというのは難しいな。この小次郎、生まれてこの方、生きているという実感がない。そのようなものに決死を命じても無意味ではないかな、キャスター。
減らず口よ。勘違いはしないことね、アサシン。あなたは私が呼び出したサーバントよ。奴隷は奴隷らしく振る舞いなさい。いいこと？主人に忠誠を誓えないのなら、ここで消してしまうだけよ。
There is only one enmity and contempt in Castor's voice. I say one, no, only. There's only. To her, assassin is only a tool. It is annoying enough for a tool to be talking, so it is natural for her to get irritated when it starts talking sarcastically.
そうか、それはしたり。カゲロウのごとき我が命だが、今消されるのは困る。一つ約束をしてしまったのでな。
なら言葉を慎みなさい。あなたはただここを守っていればいい。ええ、それが果たせた暁にはあなたを本物にしてあげるわ。宝具も持たない下級のあなたが英霊になれるのだから、命を懸ける価値はあるでしょ。
心配は無用だ。元より閣僚の身、与えられた役割は演じきってみせよう。だがいいのかな、キャスター。私も主人に忠実ではないが、お前とて不義理ではないか。こたびの件、マスターには内密であろう。
At that instant, Assassin's body explodes. An explosive sound. The curse Castor implanted into his body when he was summoned has exploded. The trees sway. Assassin is blown away and slammed into the forest, his chest pierced by his own ribs. His figure looks like a blooming flower.
これはまた日に日に度が過ぎていくな、キャスター。
You know, she kind of reminds me of Mayuri Kiritsugu from Bleach.
黙りなさい。次に同じことを言わせるのなら、あと5日を待たずに消し去るだけよ。
まったく、女と精進は手に負えんというが、お前はいささか行き過ぎだ。
The flashy servant stands up slowly. Even though his ribs are coming out of his chest and he's bloody all over, the servant does not lose his elegance.
おお、そのような目で睨むな。美しい顔が台無しだぞ、キャスター。わかっている。お前のマスターには全て内密に行うのだろう。セイバーを捕らえたことも、私という門番がいることも隠し通す。良い美談ではないか。主人を思うその心意気、あの男に通じるといいのだが。
アサシン、あなた。
何、ただの負け惜しみだ。どうあろうとお前には手を挙げられぬのだから、この程度のざれ言は許せよ。門は守る。何があろうと守り通そう。だが、そういうお前はどこに行く？私の守りは信用できぬか？
当然でしょう。あなたはただの保険よ。 けどそれも終わり。セイバーさえ手に入れれば、こんなひなびた場所を神殿にすることもないわ。
陣地替えか。となると確かに私は用済みだが、このお山に勝る霊地があるとでも？
ええ、多少は劣るようだけど、私にふさわしい場所があるわ。それに遠からずそこには足を運ぶのですもの。今すぐに行っても問題はないでしょう。
I wonder what she has in mind. Assassin's expression, which has been cool throughout, clouds up. Caster must have been satisfied to see that as her glossy lips smile.
そう、私たちの勝利は揺るがないのだから。
Oh, no, I have an
先に
idea.
商品を受け取りに行くの。新しい陣地と聖杯、それにセイバーという駒まで揃えた。これなら乗り気でない私のマスターも私の方針に異論は挟めないでしょう。
That is true. No matter how much Caster's master, Shirou Emiya, wants to stay silent, he will have no choice but to fight him if the conditions line up so perfectly. But what is more certain than that is...
つまらない戦いはおしまい。聖杯さえ手に入れれば恐れるものは何もない。そう、誰であろうと私を阻むことはできなくなるのですからね。
Her loud laughter soils the night. The purple mage expresses her victory proudly. The swordsman with the long sword gives her a side glance and looks up at the sky. The time is near. No matter what the result may be, there are only 5 days remaining. Even though the number of days are unlikely to be used up, the swordsman who had survived the bloodbath felt that this would be a battle that could not be easily resolved. Things are really going to be getting a little bit on the crazier side for sure. I think we are approaching a climax to this rendition of the story. Soon. Oh, we're heading home. All right. Time to go to sleep, right? And I fall. I can't even breathe properly. The wound on my shoulder is red and swollen, and it hurts like crazy when I breathe. I'm unable to stay conscious. If I let my guard down, I'll fall asleep immediately. No, I'm not even sure if I'm awake in the first place. It's not even clear how I made it back here from that rooftop or why I came home. Okay, I think we're going to wrap it up on that one before we, continue on here with Shirou. And potentially end the day? I'm not really sure. Who's to say what's going to happen next here? There is more to Shirou, and I'm sure that he can make some sort of comeback even without Saber. But what that comeback is, I'm not sure yet, because he has a pretty messed up wound on his shoulder right now that is not doing the fast healing that he's used to. So it might be a little bit of a slow rise again here for Shirou, but we'll see what happens. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.